Letting go of the past is something that so many people struggle with, and it can be really challenging to not entertain that voice in the back of your mind. But as we go through life and are in the process of creating the life that we desire, holding on to negative thinking patterns is only going to delay the results that we're looking to achieve. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about letting go of the past so we can live the lives that we were meant to live. If you're watching this video, then most likely you've been holding on to something. Maybe that's something that happened to you in the past, a bad situation, a bad relationship. Regardless of what it is, it's something that you feel that you can't get over, something that you're continuing to torture yourself with. Because maybe you feel that revisiting whatever happened is something that you have to do. Maybe you think it will make you feel better when you're releasing those emotions again. When in reality, when we're thinking thoughts of the past, it only takes a few seconds for momentum to pick up before it starts attracting more thoughts like that. Because that's how the law of attraction works. So for a lot of people, they program their minds to keep thinking in a certain way. Because the emotions that you feel are so strong to the point it attracts another thought like it. So now you're in some sort of a funk, this dark hole that a lot of people tend to dig up for themselves. So now whatever feeling that you felt in the past is now being brought into the present. And the universe doesn't know the difference between what is imaginary and what is real. So if you're thinking thoughts from the past and you're bringing those emotions into the now moment, whatever situation occurred, then over time you're going to attract situations that bring up those same exact emotions. You're gonna walk around with that icky feeling that's like right here, like in the center of your heart. I know that's where the solar plexus is and where your emotions are stored. And that's not a good feeling. It's not who we are. It's so far away from who we are as spiritual beings, which is why we feel so bad when we think this way, because that's not how our higher selves are seeing through our eyes. The past is over and done, but when we bring the past into the present, it interferes with the life that we want to live now, and a lot of this stems from not forgiving ourselves. So that's why it's important to treat yourself like you would a child or a friend. You would give them a hug when in need. And a lot of people forget to do this with themselves. Like, you're just as worthy for that hug, just like a friend or a child is. Because the truth is, you're not the same person you were in the past. Whether it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even yesterday. You had that experience, you now have something to grow from, because everything serves a purpose. We came here to experience, and we're the ones that judges things as good or bad, when in reality there is no good or bad. It's just about having experiences. And in some experiences, you do have to allow yourself to heal for your own growth, not for anyone else's, but because you deserve to live the life that you came here to live. Because you are in charge of what you think. A thought is nothing more than a thought, but we're the ones that give power to it, which is why we have to take control of our minds. Otherwise, it will take control of us, because your mind is never going to stop. Once I started viewing myself as the driver of this vehicle, which I am, everyone is, it became a lot easier for me to control my thoughts better and to not entertain the negative ones. And then naturally, more positive ones will start to come up. Beating up on yourself over anything serves no purpose. You have to be proud of how far you've come. Be proud of your past, because as time goes on, it's going to make you into the higher version of yourself that you strive to be. And if someone hurt you in the past, don't let them take away from the beauty of your present moment and the life that you could be living now. Whether that be an old boss who was a complete jerk, an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, parents, siblings, anyone. Because this journey here is about you and how you feel, so don't let anyone hold you back from that. Our minds are so strong that they can convince us that we're sad or angry, or really having us identify so strongly with our feelings. Our feelings are not who we are, but for so many of us, we're convinced that it is who we are, to the point where we develop these habits that are not good for us. Whether that's someone who can't get out of bed in the morning because they're stuck in a depression, or someone who can't revel in the beauty of the present because they're constantly replaying these moments of the past that honestly don't even exist anymore. But the truth is, we're more than these bodies and the brain that we have. We're spiritual beings who came here to experience all sorts of emotions. And we're the ones that judge these emotions as good or bad, instead of just letting them flow by and releasing them. And even if you are having a bad day, that's also okay, because we can choose not to carry it with us for a long period of time. Because although we're here to play and have fun and experience different emotions that we don't experience in other realms, we still have to remember who we are at the core of our being, and that is source energy. We are pure divinity. So we have to stop giving meaning to every feeling that we have and learn to accept where we are so that we can detach from the thoughts that don't serve us, so that we can enjoy our lives the way that we intended to. Because every emotion that you feel and thoughts that you think is temporary. A lot of people just tend to keep it alive with the patterns that they've practiced. But you have to realize that you are the observer of your thoughts and you don't have to identify with it. So you have the power to change these thoughts. If your mind is telling you that, you're a failure, or you're not worthy, or remember this thing that happened, you have the ability to say F off, let that thought flow right out into space and not give any attention to it. You can say to your thoughts, yeah, no thanks, I'm going to meditate and watch you flow by just like a cloud and not give any meaning to you, because that is the power that we all have. We just condition ourselves to think in a negative way, but we can also recondition ourselves to think more positively. Thoughts do eventually pass by. Just envision yourself like a super tall tree in the forest, and your thoughts are the clouds just, passing by. We don't have to believe any of the things that our thoughts tell us. We can just observe them and watch them flow by. You don't have to beat up on yourself for having negative thoughts of the past. As spiritual beings and people who are awakening to a much higher level, we tend to beat up on ourselves when we know the truth of who we are and we feel like we're not, behaving or thinking in that manner. We tend to be extra hard on ourselves. But again, that comes from judging yourselves and your emotions. We didn't come here to be perfect. We came here to express love and joy and to experience even negative emotions. So think about all that you went through, and instead of looking back at the past and feeling bad about it, turn that into a positive and how those experiences brought you to this point of you now knowing, so that you can go on with your life and live a beautiful experience. It's not about how fast we understand this, but when we eventually do, to come back to who we really are and accept any experience of the past, because this is what makes us the people that we are today. There's no point in getting mad at yourself or obsessing over something that happened earlier in the day or even last year. A big part of our power is to always have a choice to decide who we want to be in this moment now, because everything that you live now up until this point is beneficial to your spiritual journey. Everything, because it will eventually bring you back to who you are. So embrace the full spectrum of your emotions, because we came here as spiritual beings to experience every emotion that there is, and it's okay to be angry sometimes, sad sometimes. We don't have to fight these emotions and create more resistance, but we can let them flow away naturally. We just don't have to hold on to them and make them who we are, because we are so much more. So I hope this video resonated with all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Sending you all love and light, and I will see you in the next. Bye.